guys accomplished in the last 36 hours or however it's been since we've seen you?
We've watched some film. We've gone through some offensive breakdown stuff, shot a bunch of free throws, and it's kind of turned the page.
You'd mentioned the first half film or practice was going to be pretty film focused. What's the biggest thing that you picked up now that you've watched it?
It was hard for me, right after the game to really process it all. But we were closer than I thought immediately, and the emotion of it felt pretty bad. Still don't feel good that we lost, but it's a three-point game with just over a minute to go, and we've got the ball. And Thomas kind of bobbles a shot right over here and come down the next possession, and we short close out on Wigington at 6, and it's hard because the other team shoots good free throws, and now your offense, which isn't great, it's got to have multiple good possessions. So we're close. It's kind of what you expect in this league, though, right? In the last 2 or 3 minutes, it's going to be a 2 or 3 possession game, and the team that executes the best and makes a few shots is going to be the team that wins. So we're not far off, but we're still not quite over the hump.
But that was something you and Lindy had mentioned, is how there were kind of flashes or moments where you all would really get in sync on offense, but then it wouldn't last. What are you all looking at to kind of try to sustain the momentum on offense?
Well, the first thing is we can't let our lack of offensive execution start affecting us on the defensive end, because that's really what's giving us a chance right now. Is our offense is really holding us down until our defense, is really holding us down until our offense continues to get better, more fluid. Now, we were 8 for 24 in layups the other day, right? And we missed 7 of them in the first 4 or 5 minutes. We've just got to be better than that. We got to make those because you're not getting better shots. It's the second easiest shot in the game other than the free throw because it's uncontested most of the time. So we got to make layups first, and then when we have opportunities to get some open threes, we got to take advantage. Got to get Lindy to the free throw line. He had no free throws. He leads our league in free throw attempts. Doesn't take enough of them. So those are things we're looking at to adjust.
Another thing Lindy had mentioned is kind of trying to get all the guys on the same page. What's the communication like among the team on the court? Yeah,
it's still a work in progress for us. There were probably 5 or 6 possessions the other day where we're running something offensively, and there's one guy just out of place or not doing what he's supposed to do, and it affects the whole. Either because your space is off or your time is off, or you just can't get the shot that you're looking for. So just got to continue to work at it. The guys are trying to do the right thing. Just sometimes we don't have enough focus. We lose discipline. For instance, we're guarding ball screens a certain way all game, and the one time we don't, we give up a layup to Lard, and no one's close to guarding him. But we didn't give up that shot the whole game. And that moment of lapse in this league, it's taken advantage of, and we've got to try to continue to eliminate those mistakes. They're happening less frequently as we go along, but eventually we've got to completely get them out of there.
Okay, go ahead.
You mentioned before how Kendall Smith really didn't grasp Bedlam that first time last year. Is that something you're trying to do take a different approach to this year with your young guys?
Yeah, we talked to him about it obviously the other night. None of our freshmen are from the state of Oklahoma, and they don't quite understand it, but we've tried to set a tone in their minds on the scoreboard. It'll count as win or loss, right? But it means more, and we don't shy away from that. It means something to recruiting. It means something to our fans and to our former players, and so it means something to us. And again, if we win, it won't count as 2 wins or 1.5 wins or anything like that, but it'll be people walking around with a little bit more pride, and the people that support us matter to us.
What have you learned about this game in your 2 years?